Hey guys, it's Andy and we're back with chapter 3 of The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. If you haven't grabbed the book yet, go ahead and grab it. It is in the link in the description. I'm not getting paid for this, so just so you know, but I do believe in supporting the author. And yes, I got this from the library. If you would like to also get it from the library, request it at the library. But if you've got the means to do so, buy it, okay? So chapter 3 deals with the crux of the problem. Basically, if you understand chapter 3, the rest of it is like, you don't really need to even go through it, but we're still gonna go through it. So in chapters 1 and 2, we talked about not only the voice that's inside your head, but why it's important and how we can sort of visualize that voice in our head and come to the realization that we are not that voice, okay? Chapter 3 is, who are you? Who are you? And so in this first part, what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna go through a couple of the examples that they give. I'm not going to read the paragraphs because then I'd just be reading the entire book to you guys, but just kind of give you the little synopsis of each of the paragraphs that describe who are you, okay? So in the first example, they talk about saying, okay, well, who are you? Well, my name is Andy Hoffer. Well, Andyhoffer. Is that who I am? Just like a collection of letters? No, I mean, so that's what people call me. That's the label that people have given to me, along with mother, along with ma, along with friend. Like, the label that they have placed on me is not who I am, right? You know, there's a famous saying, a rose by any other name would still be a rose. And that's because you are not the title, you are not the vocalization of these syllables. That is not you. I am not Andy Hoffer. Andy Hoffer is a label that they have given to me so that we can be identified in this universe, right? So that's the first example. The second example is, and this was like, they even acknowledge that it's not a politically correct thing. It's like, oh, I'm Frank's wife, okay? Well, I'm Joey's wife, but if Joey left me, if Joey and I got divorced and I got remarried, would I still be? Yes, because this is something that I have done. I am not contingent on somebody else existing in my life. I am still very much me. So I am not this attachment to another person. I existed before him. I exist with him here as my boyfriend. I exist with him as my fiance. I exist with him as my husband. I will exist if we ever broke up. I exist. Me, who I am, is not contingent on that. Okay, that's the second thing. The other thing is, okay. So I'm 5'4", I'm 43, I weigh 155, I have brown hair, I have fair skin. Okay, yes, those are all descriptors of this physical being, but if my hair were blonde, I would still be me. If I got a tan or went to get a spray tan, I would still be me. When I lose weight, I'm still me. When I gain weight, I'm still me. I mean, I'm probably shrinking because that happens in my family. And even as I shrink, I'm still me. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't 5. Did I say 5'5"? I think I'm 5'3". Anyways, even when I was 4'3", I'm still me. So when you talk about the physical description of the body, that is not me either. So I am not this body. This body is just a representation of what is going on inside of me. Again, so we're not the voice, we're not the body, we're not the experience, we're not the label. Okay? And then the last thing is, okay, so my experience is that I was born in Texas, raised in Boston. I moved to Guatemala, dropped out of high school, became a rocket scientist, had my daughter when I was 17, and all of these things that have accumulated over the past 43 years. But I am not those experiences either, because Even if I wouldn't have had my daughter at 17, I would still be me. Even if I would have gone to school for accounting, I would still be me. Even if I would have been born in another place, I would still be me. I would still be me regardless of the experience that I have had and will have. So inside of me isn't the past and it isn't the future. So this book really explores more in depth about what that means to describe who am I. And it really goes about it in a great way to eliminate the things that we are not. I'm not the label, I'm not the physical, I'm not the experiential. I am the thing that witnesses all of these things. I witness the voice in my head, I witness the chatter, I witness it. So in sum, all of these things that we put on ourselves to be are just constructs of our own mind. These are the rules that we have given ourselves to be able to operate in a certain way. That these are the rules that we have given to ourselves in order to be able to function in society, in our family, with our friends, in our jobs, in whatever situation that is needed for us to feel like we are living life. Now, for myself, it has, over the past few years, I have been sort of coming to consciousness. Now, I have a podcast. If you guys haven't seen my podcast, I do have a series on consciousness where I talk about the 5 stages of consciousness, as talked about in this YouTube video that I found, where, there are 5 stages. And the first is being unconscious. And that's where you're just operating from the ego, where you're just kind of reacting to life. This thing happens, you draw upon data that you have, and then you react to it, versus trying to create the situations around you consciously, because you are under the understanding that you are the one who are creating these scenarios and you're the one who can navigate life beyond what is there. So when something happens, you can take the choice point to be able to move. So when you're unconscious, you're just kind of reacting to life. And then you have the next part where you're coming to consciousness and you've awakened and you see that there's another side of it, that you're like, oh, wait a minute. I can control this. There's something else to this world. And then I talk about a whole bunch of other things like seeking out the truth and searching for knowledge, coming into full awareness, and then living in alignment. In all of these different stages, you're actually working within consciousness and still trying to identify, who am I? And this book does a really good job of that, and I think you should take a look at this book because, quite frankly, this is changing my world. Chapter 3 is only going to have 2 parts to it, but I do want to get into it a little bit more in the next chapter. I hope you guys check me out next week. Love you guys. Oh, yeah. Okay, so in the description is going to be a link to the book. Okay, buy it. The other thing is I'm linking to my book. One of the things that I have always done is journal. I absolutely love journal. This is my new journal. And I wrote a book on my journey with journaling and techniques for journaling. If you would like to try to explore that, that's also in the link. And you know what? With this series, I'm also going to link the video to consciousness because I really like that video. And I think you might get a kick out of it. I mean, if you're watching this series and you enjoy talking about this stuff as much as I do, check it out. And I also put a link to my podcast. And I hope you guys check that out. All right. Love you guys. Bye.